Hi, my name is Anurag Menon. My net ID is TK8842. The course number is CS4020. This is for the project 2. So let me just show that I have uploaded using the FileZilla. These are the files that I have uploaded in the public HTML file. But because the server is down from quite some time, I just can't load it. So I'm just gonna run it locally. So let's go to the first page. So yeah, so what basically AI is, what my topic basically is uh, can the AI basically have the capacity as a moral agent? Can it basically act like human? That's basically what my whole website is all about. So let's start. The first one is the abstract. So what is an AI? In the recent years, we have seen that artificial intelligence can be said as our best and worst invention ever. The thoughts of robots coming to life looks good in sci-fi scenarios, making the design of machines and its algorithms. The possibility of having thinking machines raises a whole lot of ethical issues. The questions mostly refer to ensure that the machines that we create do not cause any harm to humans or any other beings in the planet. Imagine a imagine a bank where they are using a machine learning algorithm and they approve the loan status of the applicants. One of the rejected applicants then goes and files a lawsuit against the algorithm, saying that it is discriminating on the basis of race. But the bank tells you that the algorithm was put to use because it is blinded by any of these factors of race, gender, or anything of those sorts. It only takes the factors which is basically the main goal while in while finding the best person to sanction the loan. So, do you think the AI can replace our capacity as moral agents? So, let's go into the introduction. So, can AI replace our capacity as moral agents? The thinking of machines being able to follow the moral principle, let alone understand that those seems remote as today, like robot was in old days. Some technology enthusiasts said that the technology's computing power doubles every 18 months, making artificial intelligence more as a reality than a dream. The neuro and cognitive sciences are presently in a state of rapid development where they tend to learn more about human brains, and the complex activities that running inside them, so as to be able to replicate it as a human artificial brain. So I'm not going to read all of these because these are general stuff that mostly people know. So I will talk about what these basic principles are, the ones they are biased on. So this is like the data driven bias, bias through interaction, similarity bias, conflicting bias, and emergent bias. There are only other five core principles on which an AI can be judged. It can be the responsibility, like any person should be able to manage the unexpected outcomes. Explain Explainability, any decision should be explainable and available for anyone to know. Accuracy, people work on the same error and fail to document it. So people keep on going, working on the same thing. So it's like you make something, you get to one place, and you lose hope, you leave it back again. So it's like a garbage that's coming in, then you're taking it out, bringing it back in, bringing it back out. So, yeah, and the fairness algorithm should be checked for discriminatory effects. That's basically what we were talking on home, because usually it won't discriminate, because it's not basically uh, well, not at this point, at a place where it will start discriminating. But you can think of an era where the AI starts thinking on itself and starts discriminating humans. Well, that's something that will take many decades to overcome. So, the history of artificial intelligence, uh, in 1940, uh, it all basically started with people thinking that robots could actually be like humans. The general concept of AI basically came from over there. It was basically in a movie where in 1940 he showed how an real robot can have emotions, how a thing can basically move. Then in an then the government invested in Dartmouth College, where they had a research facility to work on artificial intelligence. But for many years, though it was well funded, nobody was able to do much on it. So people lost hope till the first decades of the 21st century, and then people started working on the artificial intelligence as people had developed and knowing of many things. People started understanding how the brain works. Well, they don't know exactly how the brain works, but you can say it's some part of it. And then they have been working on it, on making an artificially intelligent brain. So that's a background. Let's go to issues. So the issues will have, imagine, so the issues will be unemployment, inequality, humanity, artificial stupidity, security evil genesis, singularity, robot rights. Well, these are things that I don't think I need to tell people what it is, because basically those single words define itself. Unemployment defines that once there are robots inside, once the AI has grown, you don't have anything that can't be done by the system. Then the inequality is, um, how do you think the wealth will be divided once it's the machines that are working? And singularity is like, uh, we are on the top of the food chain, but once we are on top of the food chain, who do you think will prevail? Like, I- we are on top, but at some point, the AI will start thinking, how are they on the top while we are the intelligent ones? And they will try to come and become the top of the food chain, leading and destruction for us, basically. And I don't think we'll have much hope once that happens. But that is something that is just good for sci fi right now. So let's go for the results. Uh, there are two people I have talked to. One is Dr. Saikad Sengupta. Saikad Sengupta is doing his research on brain. He's studying the brain on understanding how it works, how the neurons basically uh, charges the things. So there are four questions that I have asked, which is, how far are we in understanding the brain? How many years to make a perfect AI? Is it possible to make an artificial brain? Can AI actually replace our capacities as moral agents? Uh, then I have talked to Shrikesh Menon. He is a developer at Google. he works in the AI research facility. So he said, he, these are the four questions that I have asked him. What are the different types of AI being developed in Google? What are the other AI you are aware of? Is it possible to make an artificial intelligent brain? Can AI actually replace our capacity as a moral agent? Well, the main thing that I deduced from this is, though people think it's achievable, it's not achievable in the near future. It's going to take time to reach there. It's a slow process. Learning is a slow process. You To learn about a human's brain would take a steady process for them to learn part by part, inch by inch, and then concluding how basically the neuron network is all set up about. Um, so, what I personally think is AI can be in a good way more than a bad reason. Well, I don't think singularity is something that is possible, but yeah, there's some chances of it coming down. But yeah, so let's summarize. To summarize, intelligence does not equal life, nor does emotions. Life is a human spirit that lasts forever and has a mind and emotions. The Bible teaches morals and values and free will. It teaches us kindness to animals and respect for the earth and stewardship of all that is given to us. Robots will never have a spirit, just like any invention, it will be used for good and evil. Even programming it for a good character will not keep human bent on evil deeds to reprogram it to do evil for them. Don't we need to always think instead, what evil could this invention do in the hands of an evil person? The telephone used in the right way brings an ambulance, but in wrong hands, it can be used to a plot killing. So the next is just the references. Appendix talks about how what I have spoken already about in results. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much.